I don't know why I'm hard, but...
Oh, no!
I want to hate it, but I like it.
Oh, no! Hey.
Hello.
Yo, Kyle's a tired boy today.
Oh, yeah.
We're blessed.
Yeah, coming in that night shift. That 9 p.m. hitter.
You know what? The nighttime is upon us here. Among us, upon us. I said among us and upon us, and it sounded like upon us. That's gonna annoy me when I'm editing later, but we're here now, so let's get it going.
One of us went to college.
Right?
One upon us went to college. I don't know which one.
Fuck. Anyways.
Well, hello. Welcome to the show.
Kyle, how was your week this week?
It's been crazy. So Brooklyn's not 2 yet, but she's in those terrible 2s.
No.
I'm now realizing what it is that kids don't do anything in particular in their 2s to be rude or be mean. It's that they have no idea what's right and wrong, so they have no conscience about what they're doing. They just do whatever they feel. So put Brooklyn down for a nap this week, and we have the baby monitor in there. We got 2 of them because one of them we have the screen will pop off so we can see Noah and Brooklyn in the separate rooms, and then the other one's just to get the whole view of the layout. Mm-hmm. But I only had the one camera, and she had gotten out of her bed. Normally, sometimes during her nap, she just won't sleep, so she just fucks around, plays with her toys, whatever. So I didn't think anything of it. I think Brittany went down for a nap. About an hour later, she came over, and she's like, hey, you can't see Brooklyn on the thing. I'm like, yeah, she's just playing, whatever. She's like, I think, I don't know, this seems a little fishy. Is there any creams or anything that she can get into? I'm like, probably not. I don't know.
What do you mean creams?
Like butt cream, because when you do their diapers, sometimes they get rashes, so you gotta use butt wrap. Yeah.
When you said butt cream, I was like, excuse me, what? Sorry, contacts, please?
I'm so parented that I have no idea that wasn't even a normal thing for every room.
I mean, who doesn't lotion their ass, but what specifically cream?
They go for a run? They get that shape, or what are you talking about?
Which cream are you talking about? Okay, continue.
But, so I'm I assume we put it away, I don't know. So then I'm like, okay, well, I better go check. So I walk in the room. And when I say she is head to toe, probably an inch layer of this fucking cream all over her. And she's just laughing at me. And I'm like, oh my fuck. Brittany called it right off the bat.
Oh my
Whip her out, take her to the shower. We're in the shower a good probably hour. Just washing this. Because you wipe it, nothing happens. Because this is waterproof. Because it's meant to stay on, when they pee and stuff. It's for when they're really, really little, it's not supposed to wipe off. So I'm fucking wiping off. Now it's all over my skin. By the time we're done, it just feels like we're Jell-O. Just a hard Jell-O casing on the outside of us. And it was just, that was the beginning. Now Brooklyn, then the next time she went for a nap, look on the monitor, and she's got her single bed that she always sleeps on, blankies, every toy that she wants, jumps off that, jumps into Noah's crib, jumps up, before she goes into the next spot, she jumps to the window, takes everything that's on the windowsill, throws it in the crib. Pictures, frames, whatever, doesn't matter, throws it in the crib, jumps back in the crib, climbs over, gets on the changing table, and falls asleep on there. The least comfortable spot, doesn't even have a towel on, it's just a cold plastic surface, and she's like, this is where my home is now. So then, that night, we go for bed, and she jumps on there again. I'm like, oh, you're just gonna sleep here? She points over, she's like, yeah, banky. I'm not giving her a blanket, you're not actually sleeping here, we're going back down. This isn't a thing here.
She thinks that's her bed.
Yeah, but oh man, she has no conscience. She'll do whatever she wants right now. And it's the funniest and the hardest thing, because you're not supposed to laugh at it all, because they... But
Yeah.
my thing is when I get super angry, like if I'm about to get in a fight or something, I start crying. If somebody is just having a temper tantrum or doing something completely wrong, it's hilarious to me and I can't stop laughing. So every time that she does something wrong, I burst out laughing and she doubles down. Because she's just like me, she loves the center of attention. She sees her joke is hitting, she's doubling down, she's going as hard as she can. It's a tough life right now. And she turns 2 next month. Like, so we got a long time going on this one.
Yeah, you got fucking 16 more years.
Yeah, no, it's gonna get worse because eventually the things I'm not gonna be laughing at anymore.
Give a quick shout out to our boy Ty DeClaire in the Declaration podcast. We were on his podcast. We filmed last week, so we should be up sometime this week. We'll post links to that so you can check it out.
Came through, changed his tempo a little bit. Yes,
he's been doing this for a little bit longer than us, so it's nice to see what other people are doing and throw a mix of our obnoxious sense of humor in there. But lots of good stories. I went back to high school with this guy, so we're gonna be getting him on our podcast in the near future, and then we'll get to share that with all of you as well.
Yeah, that's our next big thing is start getting guests. Obviously can't do it live because of the fun COVID shit, but we're gonna be figuring that shit out. So
we'll get the Zoom calls going, learning everything on the fly.
Couple boys out here.
My week was pretty chill. I got bored and was just fucking with people as I do.
I think I remember we might have a shout out to make.
Oh no.
We're gonna leave that to some boys.
We're gonna leave that one out because
it's a wild boy out there.
I don't get in too much trouble, but the other day I noticed that the obviously, like, anyone knows a bar, they got like different kinds of fruit and stuff like that. I found a bag of like raspberries that was like kind of like they took it out, it thawed, they kind of like melted into this mush, and then they decided to throw it back in the freezer, and it just came out. It just like looked like this ball of like, it looked like a heart, to be honest, and it was like now it's melted a little too, so it looks red. Yeah. And so I like took a picture of it and I just like sent it to a couple people. I was like told them the story. I was like, yeah, an ambulance showed up and they asked us to put this heart on ice, and it was like, it's crazy. And like there was 3 tiers. The first tier was people that immediately knew I was trolling, and they just like, haha, or is that raspberries? And I'm like,
yeah, we're done this. Okay,
didn't go anywhere. And then tier 2 was the what? Oh my god, Dustin, you almost had me there. I had to double take. That was tier 2. Tier 3 was like a good like, what? Oh my god, how can they do this? They used our Ziploc too? That's weird. Oh my god, how is that sanitary? Is that a biohazard? Like 2 people they just like message. And I'm just saying, I'm like, damn, like, don't they know that I'm a troll? What are they doing?
They're much too go.
Like, you just throw in a line and see if you can pull anything back. Oh, there's 2 bites. Like, what are they
doing? We got 2 of the dum-dums. They popped off.
The one girl was, like, trying to play it off like I didn't get her, and I'm like, give me a break. Try and talk your way into that one. It's ridiculous. But, you know what? As all things do, what goes around comes around, and today I was had, and I'm very upset about it because
it got.
It was the way I got, to be specific, was in front of a couple customers at work, and I didn't want to like be gross, but basically I went to go sip my water as I was very thirsty, and it was so fucking salty. I was dying. And the thing was I wasn't expecting it at all. It didn't even cross my mind. The other times my drink had been fucked with, it was like an iced tea or something, so you can kind of like, the color's a little off. Yeah. And it's, it's whatever. But this was just water. But it was so fucking salty. Like, I don't know how much she put in, but obviously a lot. And like, I took 1 sip, and it like, just like choked up my entire body, and I just like keeled over. I'm like, I'm like gagging. And I'm like, oh my god, I don't even have time to like tell her to fuck off because there's like a customer looking at me, and I'm trying to like contain this me spitting up everywhere thing that's happening right now. And like, I can just see the customer being like, I'm just imagining, like, if I just start spitting up and cussing everywhere, they're gonna be like, ew, what the fuck is going on over there? And I
speak to your manager.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. But I was dying. So, like, I go to the water. I have to get my own water. Like I said, I don't even have time to cuss her out. All I have to do is grab water because I am so thirsty now. Like, it was so gross. It was really tough. And you know what?
Perfect timing.
I know she's gonna hear this, so I just want you to know, it'll come back.
Game on.
I got nothing else to do. I'm working there all the time, so don't you worry.
I got 8 hours and nothing to do.
Finish my job real quick, and the plotting has begun. Don't you worry. But yeah, work's been pretty chill. Nothing crazy. I think today when I was at football practice, I was quite amused because anyone that knows anything about football, there's these little chutes. Linemen go through them to stay low. If anyone that doesn't understand football, it's a metal cage with a couple bars that are about chest high. You just gotta run low through them so you don't hit your head on them. That's the general idea. Yo, tell me how these guys were ringing their beans left and right. One of them wasn't even wearing his helmet today, so he just ate the fucking metal bar off his head, and I'm like, dude, get low.
That was the only thing I was going to say. Like, sometimes you wear a hard hat and something you hit the top of it, but you go forehead. You just watch the bar hit you.
Literally, like, I brought it out because they got their helmets, so I'm like, you have a helmet, you'll be okay, but, like, chill, go low, do what I'm telling you to do so you don't ring your fucking head. Man, these guys hit their heads so much, and I was like, wow, we're gonna have to break this down, do some work on staying low.
Get some elastic bands on these guys down.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do a little bit more. It was so embarrassing. I was like, I didn't think this was a tough drill, but apparently we need to progress to it before we can do it.
I thought ducking was kind of like a prerequisite for being alive, but ain't nobody played dodgeball apparently.
It was pretty tough. It was quite amusing. What do you got this week?
Well, I'm jumping right into it. So Draymond Green. Okay, so anybody that watches basketball, Draymond Green is the third or fourth pony on the Golden State Warriors. Like fourth when Durant was there, third now that it's just Curry. But he's been kind of showing out as an analyst and as like just in his interviews how he can really read the game and talk the game of basketball extremely well. So there's that one side of him that super articulate and knows every little intricate part, and then the other side of him that's been showing out lately, where a couple weeks back, it's I think there's 6 or 7 seconds left in the game. Inbound pass goes to Draymond Green at the half, throws it up with enough time that the other team got a rebound, dribbled it out. It's like you have Stephen Curry on your team.
Yeah, I saw that.
The only player in the entire world where if you have more than 5 seconds, figure out a way to get it to him. Doesn't matter how many people are there. But he chalks it up, super bonehead move. Then this past week, like I
saw this clip too.
Like under 30 seconds, jump ball. He just makes some move on it, doesn't end up getting it. Hayward gets the timeout called, and he goes ballistic. Starts freaking out at the ref, freaking out at everybody. Clearly, he's getting warnings because it's been like 5, 10, 15 seconds of him just screaming, berating everybody, getting held back. He keeps going. Finally, they give him the double tech, which leads to 2 free throws. Oh, and by the way, Charlotte's down by 2 right now, so they get 2 free throws in the ball with now the chance to have the last shot. Terry Rozier hits the bucket. Crazy, very nice bucket. He's been going on a tear for the last, like, I think 10 games, but gets the game winner. Draymond Green. Like, this is what I want to say is it a good thing that he's showing how smart he is off the court when he acts such an emotional baby on the court? Like, it's such a contrast, because if he was always like that, it'd be like, okay, well, he's just an emotional guy. Like, it's hard for him to tell the moment. But you hear him talking. He understands every single part of the basketball game. So he's specifically doing this knowing how bad it is.
I think it's the emotional aspect of it, I think, is definitely the important one there. For me, I feel like what I'm hearing is he knows what to do. When he's calm and he's talking and he's just doing his thing, he knows basketball. He can tell you what to do. But the moment the clock is on and he's got shit going on in his head and, shit hits the fan, all of a sudden he's reacting emotionally to plays.
Yeah.
And reacting emotionally in situations like that, it's going to cause mistakes. It's going to cause him to dive on the guy with the ball on the ground. And I don't know basketball rules that's technical, but if he's on the ground, can you just dive on him and try and take the ball and get the jump ball? Or
the idea was that he was trying to get to the ball. If they both have the ball and there's no timeout called, that's a jump ball because they both have it. So that was his idea, is try and get there. But at that point, if you don't get it and they get the timeout, then that's it. No harm, no foul. You didn't do anything wrong. They didn't call a foul on you. You're fine. You got off scot-free. You did everything you can to try and get the ball. You didn't get it. Now go play defense. This is what you're here for.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you're saying with the emotion is that's kind of what keeps players at a lower tier. Is what happens in the clutch times. What happens with the lights are the brightest. It's something. This kind of leads into another one I was going to talk about. Is I've been watching it a lot in a guy that you're clearly not a big fan of, but Chris Paul. So Chris Paul, he was at one point, everybody was positive he's going to be the best point guard that's ever played basketball.
I wasn't there for that. I don't remember it.
It's gone away because of those bright lights. He hasn't had many opportunities. He's only been to the conference finals once, but he's shot himself in the foot 2 or 3 times in big, huge moments in the playoffs, and that's what changed him from being potentially the top point guard and one of the top players of this, the last 2 decades, to being a really good point guard and a really good regular season player. That's what changed him. And that's what this is with Draymond Green. He has the ability and the brain to be one of those top level guys that can make those clutch plays because he can read the game. But he's so emotional that he makes those little mistakes at the end. And that's something that Steph Curry doesn't do. That's something that Kevin Durant doesn't do. LeBron doesn't do.
Right.
Once you get to that echelon, you don't make those mistakes because there's no light bright enough to fuck with you. You're too good for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's tough because you think of a guy like Draymond, he's been there for all their championships. He's probably lock himself up in the Hall of Fame just based off that and being
100%.
Such a defensive force. But now you're gonna go and embarrass yourself like this?
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that he's always done this, but nobody knew how smart he was before.
Yeah,
everybody was like, "This is who Draymond Green is. He's a defender. He can make plays, and he's emotional. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. He's gonna put everything out there." But now you also see that he's technical and understands the moment. He understands everything that's happening, but he chooses to let his emotions take over anyway. He's smart, he can pick apart everything, but he allows that part to fuck with him. So, in my mind, it changes who you are. If you're just a dumb guy, you're allowed to make those mistakes. You can make those mistakes with impunity. But once you become an actual...
Big word for you.
I know. Did you see how long it took me to think of it? I was like, is this the right one? Immunity, impunity, those are the 2 words going through my head. I'm like, immunity is something with the vaccine. I know that.
Continue.
But I made it, so with no impunity. And, but that's where he's changed. He's showed that he's too smart to make these mistakes. And I think that exposed him as even less of a player than what some people kind of had him as one of the top defenders and one of the top playmakers. So in the kind of superstar echelon of the league, and then he slowly kind of dropped down to the all-star level. But now that people are seeing that he's just making these dumb mistakes and not capitalizing in the clutch, that's pushing him down just to a rotation player. He's just a guy that's on the team.
Now, how far do you think he has to push this before all of a sudden Mr. Kerr is just like, next?
He's
do you think
too
it's possible?
Good. It's. I don't think it is. I think if at the most, if he's on the roster, he's going to be a starter. He's smart enough. He has good enough skill to play, and he generally doesn't shoot that often. That's why the half-court shot was fucking retarded.
He seems like he has a good control of the locker room too.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that he's always emotional. So Kevin Durant, everybody made the big speculation because Draymond Green and him were arguing, and he said something about you're not even gonna be here next year anyway, blah blah. And he's not really this. He's showing who he is more, but then on the it's just the Jekyll and Hyde of him in my mind's eye. You see the brilliance of how he talks on the sideline, and the stupidity of what he does on the court. So it's just it's an interesting guy from what I've been seeing.
Now that kind of reminds me, when it comes to this idea of reacting emotionally. That kind of reminds me of what happened to Cam Newton this last weekend. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah, those
fucking
Muppets.
For those that don't know, Cam Newton was at a football camp that he was running, I guess, and one of the kids on the field, some teenager, starts coming at him, calling him a free agent, saying he's ass, just coming at him, and Cam's just who's this guy?
Yeah, the whole time Cam's just where's your daddy?
Yeah.
I like to talk to your daddy. I like to talk to an adult here.
Yeah. And then at the end, he didn't go out of his way to try and humiliate this kid or anything like that. He's you want attention? I'll give you attention. He starts asking about his game and stuff like that. Just it was kind of a good demonstration of him being an adult. But I guess the reason why I bring it up, though, is because I was listening to people talk about the perspectives on it, and it's on one side, people are saying this kid was very disrespectful. You got a former national champion, a former Heisman winner, a former first-round pick, a former league MVP, someone that's been to the Super Bowl, and you're going to disrespect him at a game?
And you're at his motherfucking camp.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
To me, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. And there was a lot of people that felt that way. But there was one perspective that I thought was quite interesting. And that was one guy who was basically saying that that's how this generation kind of communicates. It's not necessarily that he was trying to be disrespectful, but it's the competitiveness, it's how they talk. And Cam wasn't mad after the altercation because he knew what it was. He knew what the intent behind it was, so there was okay. So it wasn't disrespectful. That's just how these kids talk.
No, that sounds like some fucking old guy trying to say that he understands kids. That's not how kids talk. That's how
that coaches high school that I guess is trying to say he knows how kids talk.
Yeah, man. That's the stupidest thing, because that's comparing what we do when we roast each other that's diluting it down to me saying you suck, you're trash, you're trash, you're trash, over and over and over. That's all the kid said. Which if he started roasting him and saying actual jokes about it, that's what kids do nowadays. When you go on TikTok, you go on social media, you watch YouTube videos of pranks, they're making fun of people, they're making jokes at them, and they've got an actual skit or a prank going on. This kid was just trying to talk shit. All he was doing, you suck, you suck. If you're not funny, that's not how people talk. That's somebody trying to make an excuse for this kid to say whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, and the thing too is, I think that argument that guy made, I can't remember his name. I feel like it was LeVar Arrington, but I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. Anyways,
don't quote that guy on anything.
The reason why I couldn't side with that take was because it's what the kid said after the fact. After the videos go viral and everybody in the football world sees this stuff, the kid posted an apology. And his apology, it's a decent apology, but what he says in the apology is he let his competitiveness get the best of him. Now here's the thing. He wasn't competing against Cam in anything. Cam was on the sidelines, and he was on the sidelines, and this guy on the sidelines starts chirping Cam, who was just walking the sidelines. Here's the thing. If I'm an inferior, like I'm a high school player, and I've got a pro in front of me with the resume that we just talked about, if we're doing some kind of like some kid said he's going to beat Jordan in 21 or something, if I'm directly competing against you, yeah, let's talk a little shit.
Yeah,
let's have a little bit, because it's all jokes. It's competitive. It's just how we play. Mm-hmm. You can give it back to me. You hit a jump shot on me. You can talk shit to me and be in my ear because you just hit that shot.
Yeah.
But if we're not playing and I'm just passing by you, I'm like, yo, you suck. And then I start getting personal with everything and, saying your ass, you don't have a job and all this stuff. It's like, that's not competitive. There's no competition. You're a bystander at his camp. What are you competing for? You're not competing for anything. You're trying to be funny, but you're just being, like everyone said, disrespectful and stupid.
And that kid didn't write that apology. There's no like you said, there's nothing to be competitive about. So if somebody else wrote the apology and was trying to spin it in a way that made it sound like the kid was just, he's a hard-hitting, he's just an athlete. That's what athletes do. Young boys, But it's not. The kid was just being a piece of shit because he wanted to. There's no excuse for it. Like you said, if Cam walked by and said said something about how fast he was running or something, now you have all rights. You can say whatever you want back to him. But if somebody walks by and you say shit to him and he still doesn't respond, then that means you're just the asshole.
Right?
That's it.
There could have been even the littlest thing, talking or calling him slow or something, and it's all right, let's race. Now you're competing. Now you can talk a little shit. Be like, hey, you're a little old man, whatever. I don't know, say something. Cam's not slow, but
yeah, that's what I wanted to see, because you see that with the MJ thing with Steph Curry.
Tyreek Hill races guys.
Tyreek Hill got mossed by that high school. It happens because and that the kid put up and he was able to put up, so he didn't have to shut up.
Exactly.
So if this kid talks shit, get on the field. Now let's do it. Now this whole thing doesn't happen.
Right?
There's no worries about it because the kid talked shit, got put in his place. Because Cam Newton's obviously gonna fuck up anybody that's talking to him. There's not many people on this planet that are just gonna walk onto the field and outshine Cam Newton.
But that's the thing though. Any kind of competition makes it competitive.
Yeah, you're allowed to say no holds barred once game's on.
But the absence of any competition just means you're just being a dick to somebody who's giving you their time and their expertise, and you could learn from them, but you're more concerned about trying to get popular on Instagram. It's
and you can't get a guy when he's down. He's like we said, former MVP, the whole resume, and he has no job right now. That's unfortunate. That's not something that he feels happy about.
Right?
There's nobody in their early 30s that's oh, this is awesome that I might be forced into retirement soon.
Right?
That's not you're just being a dick to somebody in the worst situation. Yes, the dude's got millions of dollars in his pockets at that moment, but he's still in a shitty situation mentally.
Yeah, and I think at that point, guys like Cam, they're not worried about the money. That's why he took such a shit contract this last year. He's in it to,
to shut that kid up.
He's in it to play football. Yeah, he wants to play football, and that's the thing. It's just, you're talking to a guy that's achieved everything you're dreaming of achieving, and probably most likely will never have the opportunity to achieve, because not many people have that resume. I can't even, off the top of my head, I can't think of a single Heisman winner that won MVP in the last 20 years.
Reggie Bush didn't, right?
Reggie Bush never won the MVP.
Yeah, I don't know. I just knew he played
and
good.
Guys like Peyton Manning.
I think he lost his Heisman too.
And guys like Peyton Manning didn't win the Heisman. So it's I'm sure there's probably someone in the 70s or something, but or the 80s.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Even the last couple big Tim Tebow even didn't he win?
Tim Tebow doesn't even play in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's generally how it goes. Is somebody that puts out everything in college gets to the NFL and finds out it's a whole different game. There's different levels once you get there. And then the opposite happens again with like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, like you said.
I have to backtrack on myself because I'm an idiot. I'm embarrassing myself in this very moment, and I'm sure there's probably a bunch of our buddies that are probably already picked up on the mistake I just made. I just realized Lamar Jackson is literally the quarterback of my team. He won the Heisman and the MVP in this, like, literally last year. Like, how did I forget? I'm so stupid. Never in the last 20, literally last year.
Before that, there hasn't been anybody like this.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Okay, yo, shout out to, like, grade 8 or grade 9. I can't even remember. But do you remember when we were in gym class and I was like, yo, I never met a white Lewis? And it was literally the only time I ever had a teacher named Mr. Lewis and he was white. And I was in that class when I said it. And everyone just kind of like, like looked at the teacher like, what do you mean? I'm so stupid.
You're pretty fucking dumb.
Disregard pretty much the last 5 minutes of conversation because
most things you say I disregard anyway.
But
this is normally the only time I listen to you. Is when you're like, oh, I'm asking you questions about football because I assume that you kind of know something, but apparently.
I mean, I'm glad I caught the mistake on the fucking podcast versus having to post this, go to the comment section, and someone like John is like, you're an idiot.
No, that would have been better. We could have got traction. You fucked us.
But yeah, oh man. But okay, but like the point stands. This isn't something that happens all the time. How do you just go around disrespecting somebody that's put down this resume when you could be learning from them? Like, to me, it's nonsense. Kid's an idiot. And to be honest, it kind of goes back to some of the things that we've talked about, like being like a shitty teammate and being toxic and stuff like that. It's about how you present yourself. And when coaches are looking for players for the next level, obviously what you put on tape and your film and everything, that matters. But the higher level you're going to play at, they need to know that you're right in here, and in here you have character, that you're the right kind of person, because they're investing a lot of time and energy and in some cases money into you.
Yeah.
And if you're not the right person, there's someone that's good like you, probably somewhere else that isn't all of these negatives. They're going to want him. And so if you're maybe this kid that was talking shit to Cam, maybe he was nice. I mean, I saw a clip that people were posting about him getting bodied. It didn't look good. But, like, maybe he's nice. Maybe he's, like, the best corner of his class or something, because I think he looked like a DB from what I saw in the clip.
He looked pretty small. So.
Okay, I mean, like, the film of him actually playing. He was wearing 2 and he was covering someone. I'm assuming he's a corner. But, you know, maybe he's the best of his class. But, you know, if he's an asshole that doesn't know how to shut up, doesn't know how to, like, you know, respect his, you know, superiors and just people that know what they're talking about, you can't show respect to them, and you're more concerned about making fun of them so your boy next to you is laughing because he's a savage or some bullshit.
See, toxic. I go back to it that if he would have actually made good jokes, I'd be all for it. Like, yeah, you want to talk your shit? I don't really give a shit about respect your elders shit. Like, they're just people. You can make jokes at anybody. They can make fun of you. You can make fun of them. It's just that's what it was. The guy didn't make good jokes. You make shit jokes. Now you're the one at fault. And anytime that a joke doesn't land, it's your fault.
I mean, I get that. I guess
like, the reason I'm kind of a dick, so I don't care about anybody. Like if I'm talking, if I see somebody talking shit to somebody, I'm not like, man, why are you doing that? That guy might be this, that guy might be that. It'd be like, well, this guy looks like he's having fun. Like, I want to join in, see what's wrong with this kid.
See, I guess the thing is like Cam Newton is the kind of player that really connects to the younger generation too. So like people can relate to him. It's easier to talk to a guy like that. So like, yeah, if you were just being funny and made some jokes, Cam would have, like, you know, he would have had some funny things to say back because he's that guy too. But, like, you're just saying ignorant... Like, he didn't even say anything funny. Like, you said you watched the clip?
Yeah.
All this guy's saying is, you're a free agent. Your ass. You're a free agent. That's all he's saying. It's like, and what are you? You're a never gonna happen. Like... Yeah,
you've got a bedtime. Like, what are you talking to me
Cam
for?
kills me. He's like, yo, where's your pa? Like,
yeah, the entire time.
He kills me. But, yeah, it's just... The whole thing just seemed really... really silly, and I was just...
It's a weird situation to find, like, to find somebody even doing that in, like, their own camp. Like, it's just stupid.
Yeah, not into it. Another thing I wanted to talk about, so my lady and I have been on a Harry Potter marathon, and so we've been ripping through these movies and feeling very very invested in this world that is Harry Potter, and one of the boys, I don't know, maybe it was you, sent a clip of college Quidditch, and I was like, yo, that clip killed me. Like, it's basically basketball, but they've got to hold on to the broomstick between their legs, and the hoop's not 10 feet, the hoop's like 6 feet, and like...
Just running through
and there's like the element of like tackling each other. I was like, yo,
handball, basketball, and fucking football all in one.
Yeah, I was like, it's all fun and games until I accidentally pork somebody with my broomstick because I'm running at them with this fucking rod. Like, that is so dangerous. And like, I don't know.
Watching that footage, if they just took away the broom, that's the coolest sport I've ever seen. Like, that's going in the Olympics. It's going to be NCAA Quidditch.
Watching that sport, all I could think of was, yo, I could play power forward. Who needs Zion? You got this guy. Like, what the hell?
You are built like Rec League Zion.
But then I also thought, the moment I thought that, and I felt myself for just like a second too long, I was also thinking to myself, yeah, but Zion would be even better than I would be. So, like, you imagine Zion playing this game. It's not 10 foot, it's a 6 foot. This guy's jumping from 20 feet back and just wrecking these average people. Like, in the moment you put a pro athlete in that kind of clip, then immediately it's just like, that's not fair. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. But if they actually, like, put money into this and had pro athletes playing in this game, that could be the sickest sport ever. Like, when you see like different players like Deion Sanders go between sports and all these, everybody would be playing that on the side. Like, that's the best of all worlds. that'd be unreal.
Yeah, I was loving it too. Like, the tackles, they were just blowing people up, and the thing is all my football guys and rugby guys will totally understand this, but like, when you're playing a contact sport with tackling with people that don't play contact sports, they don't know how to brace for hits, and they don't know when you're coming.
Yeah.
And just watching all these average kids running around playing a sport, and then like that one kid like blowing everybody up, I was like, oh man.
Yeah, you see the dude with shoulder pads running in, it's like, okay, this guy's coming.
I was like, oh man. Getting a chance to just light somebody up, like, there's no better feeling. Like, that's why I played football, was so I could light people up. Like, there's no better feeling. So that would have been, I would have had a lot of fun playing that shit as a kid. I really think we should start a Quidditch league out here, but I probably would be on my own. I can't imagine.
I don't know.
I'd have to go like check all the local theater departments, see if I can find anyone that wants to play with. But then they're all gonna be small, so I don't want to play.
That's the thing. Like I said, they take away the broom. It's a game. It's a game.
This one guy This guy literally dunked on somebody in the clip. I was like,
the goalkeeper got fucking nuts in the face. Like, how do you jump that high at a 6-foot hoop? The dude went right through it. And then just sallied on him.
Honestly, it made me think of, like, can you imagine some, like,
confidence
Quidditch dunk contest? He just, like, jumps his whole body through the basket. Like, they're just, like, open this crazy realm of possibilities.
They'll just, right beforehand, light the broom on fire through the hoops.
Yeah, like, that would be too much. That would be so much fun. Like, man, that, to me, that was the best part of Harry Potter, was just, like, Quidditch. But, like...
Quidditch, they did have 6 scenes.
The only thing though is I don't know. I really feel like they didn't do enough with Quidditch, and it just always felt like, you know, what's the point of the snitch? You catch it, game's over. You get like 100 points, and it basically negates the last half an hour of offensive, defensive effort from the rest of the game. So obviously, you think you'd have more than one person trying to focus on that other than just the seeker. Like,
I think that's the idea, that if everybody was focused on just that, it'd be a pretty shitty game. Cause like, and the odds, like, I think that's why they made the rules of the one seeker per team. So then there's still a game being played, and if nobody catches that snitch by the end of the game.
But what I'm saying though is like, yeah, there's one seeker, but is there a rule? I mean, it's not like they elaborate on the rules, so I'm speculating a lot, but like, can a couple of the other players come over and also help the seeker? Maybe take out the other team's seeker and just, you know, dog this guy the whole game so he has no chance while your seeker gets to run free? Like,
I thought that's what they did. I don't remember it very much.
The only from rewatching these movies, the only time I'm seeing the seeker on the other team getting any kind of friction, it's from Harry himself. It's not from the other players. And it just so happens, like, the other thing too, does the seeker always catch the snitch after every game? Like, it's supposed to be like a big thing, but Harry catches it every game we watch. So I'm just like, is it that serious? I mean, that, or he just gets like, you know, he gets messed up on his broom that one time and he almost died. And I don't think he caught it that time, but
yeah, that's when he cut it with his mouth.
No, that was the first one.
Isn't it the same one?
I'm not
even listening.
This guy is. I'm coming at you like a serious Harry Potter fan, and this guy's saying like, "What's with the ball in his mouth?"
No, he caught it on the first one when he fell off the broom and he fucked himself up.
Have you even seen all the movies?
Yeah, I've seen them all. I read all the books too, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. Kyle can read. There's your new fact of the day.
I actually was trying this out with Brittany. I've been actually practicing reading out loud because I can read extremely well in my head. But you get the voice. No, this is actually real because I was listening to a podcast with Joe Coy. He's a famous comedian, but he had He's just releasing a book, I think, next month. But he said the hardest part of it was recording the audiobook for it because he read the whole thing. But he's like, it's what my problem is that when I read in my head, I go, but I skip words that I don't need to say, like the is, it, like the middle things. Yeah. So, but when I speak it out loud, I still, my head, I'm reading the page and I skip those words in my head. So then when I'm talking, I get lost because I'm not saying those words, and it just fucks with me. So like he was saying that he had to read a lot of different books out loud just to himself to get used to not skipping those words anymore. Yeah. So I've been starting to do that. I've been trying to just read books out loud.
You definitely need to like work on your confidence too, because it's tough getting chirped by a 2-year-old that you can't read.
Yeah, multiple times. Like, no, Dad. We're gonna go to Mom. We're gonna go with Mom with this one. Or she'll take the book herself and just sit in the bed looking at this page. She doesn't know any of the words. She's like, "No, Dad, I'll take care of it. I'll make it up as I go. I know that's what you're doing."
Speaking of podcasts, you were telling me you got chirped by some people.
Oh, okay. So another one. So I love podcasts. This is like, I listen to podcasts pretty much all day. It's my favorite thing to do. But there's a really fun one that I've been listening to is Are You Garbage with two comedians, H. Foley and Kevin Ryan. But it's basically they have comedians and other guests on, and they just basically rate how they grew up in their childhood. Like, did you ever drink milk out of the bottle? Like just different shit like that. But they do a live show on every Thursday. So I was listening to it, and it's on this app called Stereo. You press a button, you can leave a voice message to them. So they basically get people to ask garbage questions, and they determine if it is, and they make jokes about it, whatever. So I do my first one that I said, I can't even remember what it was, but they play it, and the audio was all staticky. Like, I don't know what went on, but it was static. So they started saying, like, whatever, must have been a mess up. So I do it again, and they're like, okay, so this crackhead keeps trying to get in here. I don't know what he's doing, but they basically just spent the next 2, 3, maybe even 4 minutes roasting me. and I can't respond because I'm just sitting on the side. I'm yelling at my phone because, like, when somebody starts talking shit, I want to go back and forth, but they just sat there talking shit about me.
And Kyle's muted.
There's 60 viewers. There's 60 people listening to them and laughing at me, and I know it's funny because I'm listening to it too, but I can't go back and forth. But I've never really been on that side. Like, it was something, because, like, when we're talking, like, we'll sometimes talk shit about our friends or whatever.
Yeah.
But they might be listening and, like, be like, fuck these guys. But I've never been on that side where somebody's actually talking about me personally. And it was a weird situation.
I think those are really funny, like, the idea of, like, people being live and, like, responding to people that are commenting. I just think it's a really funny situation because, like you said, like, you'll say something and they'll interpret it however they want to interpret it depending on the medium and what was said and everything. But, like I said, they just chirped you, and you don't get to say shit back, so they just get to be the funny guy that just, like, put you down and, like, move on. And you're like, hey, I want to fight back, but you're like, like, respond or, like, clarify, because I'm not an idiot, I swear. Like, that's how you're feeling, but, like, you just have to take your L because you can't really redeem yourself.
That's why we need to get this podcast popped, because I need to clap back. Like, I need to clap back at these guys.
That's what this has all been about.
My whole life is to get onto the show, just to be like, you guys suck shit this one time. I've been listing off the shit that makes you garbage.
I think this one time I was like I was scrolling through Instagram and I got a notification that someone I follow was like live, and I clicked on it, and it was an Instagram model, Alexi Pantera. She's like famous for like twerk videos, so like there's some pretty thirsty people in her comment section for sure. Like people saying ignorant shit. Like every Instagram model knows this. I mean, not even Instagram. Every girl knows. You got thirsty guys.
Well, those are also the people paying her to be going live,
right?
Well, them she has no job.
Anyways, the live stream was literally just started, and like she's not even talking. She's like sitting there like doing like some like small workouts on the ground. Her friend is like the one with the phone, and I think one of the comments, like literally we're like 2 minutes in, so like that's why this really was jokes, and this guy comments like, oh damn baby, what I would do with an hour with you, or something along those lines. And her friend laughs and like starts like telling her what this guy just said, and she's like mid crunch, and she like stops and she like sits up and she looks at the camera. She's like, an hour? Bro, you couldn't even get through a 2-minute live stream. Give me a break. I was just like, damn, she killed this guy. It's over.
And this guy's like, I don't know what to say. I was trying to be the...
No, I'm an alpha.
I thought it was cute.
It just kills me. Like, I don't know. Some people are just so ignorant. It's just like, you're so stupid. But
that's like that's the cool thing about the Instagram lives and going Facebook lives, the stereo app, is that like if you do it, it's your show and people are jumping in, but you happened to be on the sideline, and this interaction between two people now probably made like 100, 200 people laugh. Just that quick moment, and then it just keeps going. And that's the beauty of live, because you can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think it's funny. Sometimes I see people go live that aren't famous. Like there's this girl I used to work with, and like we have each other on Instagram, or whatever. And she's like, I think she was just getting drunk with some of her friends. I don't know what she was doing, but the thing was it was like I was about to go to bed. It's pretty late. It was probably like midnight or something like that. And like I'm just like mashing on like my story screen. So like I'm just like blasting through all these stories, not really paying attention to anything.
Yeah.
And then I like clicked, hers was like live, and I clicked on it, and I watched it for 5 seconds, I think. I just commented trash emojis. And then as I'm hitting the disconnect, I hear, hey Dustin, because I'm like one of two people watching her live. And I just think trash emojis, and then I hear her friends be like, isn't that your old manager or something? I leave it. She doesn't even get a chance to tell me what's going on. She just gets a moment to acknowledge I joined the live. Trash emoji.
Piece of shit.
And dip.
She said, I got 2 views. Oh, never mind.
I was laughing so hard, like the next day because I think I was telling somebody and I just like reliving it and like when I was tired, like in the moment, I'm just like trash. And I like went back to bed. I didn't even think anything of it. But like reliving the moment the next day, I was telling somebody, I was like, what I did. I was like,
you're such
wow.
a hater.
I was like, wow, that was pretty ignorant. I'm an asshole.
She's trying to be like, oh, I want people to see what's going on with me, blah, blah, blah. Oh, thanks, Dustin.
She gets one comment on her live and it's me calling her trash. I'm a dick. Like,
I'm over here like maybe going live, but that's the scary part of it. If you're not famous and you try and do something that famous people do, it's like, why the fuck am I listening to you? Like, because realistically, when you sit down and you look, when like comedians or actors or whatever, when they go live on anything, they're not doing anything. They're just being regular people, but in front of a camera, and like thousands of people just watch them do it. But if you're just a regular person doing regular shit, get the fuck out of here. Jump off a water slide, or do something stupid and hurt yourself. Otherwise, we don't care. You're not famous, and that's what I'm scared of. Like, I'm not famous at all, but I want to start doing shit to like try and like kind of build a presence to become famous. Like, how the fuck do you get famous? like I don't even know how to be famous. I don't even know how to be like fake famous.
Don't get your expectations too high, but
no, they're high as hell. I'm taking over the world one day.
There was
for sure getting on Are You Garbage podcast. Damn shit. There's
one more news story that I heard that I thought was pretty funny. This rapper DaBaby, ever heard of him?
Yeah, I did.
No,
I was thinking about a different one, Lil Nas. Sorry, Lil Nas X posted a picture and said he got bored, got some new tits, and it's him with just fucking huge fake tits, like from like some acting set. But like he posted it, and everybody's like, they look legitimately real, and everybody just thought he did. And like 2 days later, he tweeted out, "My managers took my phone away. I'm not allowed making pranks anymore."
That's actually really good.
Yeah, I thought that was the same guy. They all look the same to me. I don't know.
Well, there was this, quick tangent on the story I was about to tell, but there was this Wasteman comedian that I used to follow on Instagram. I can't remember his name, but it was like a year ago. He like put these prosthetic tits on, and he just like walked around taking pictures with his tits out. I was just like, man, what is this? I was like,
entrepreneurship, Dustin. Entrepreneurship.
It looked so real, but it was so gross.
Okay, I don't know why I'm hard, but
oh no!
I want to hate it, but I like it.
Oh no! Well, everything just turned off again. So
we're at the 24-hour bidding fucking studio. We're making a couple budget cuts.
So we lost the last 10 minutes of everything. So cool, I guess. End
it with a good laugh, I guess.
End it there. Check us out on all the platforms. We got TikToks going. We're gonna be on the Declaration podcast. Ty Declare. We're gonna post that. Links to that when it comes out. And thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Out.